The National Association for Business Economics did a survey, asked what the greatest downside risk to the economy is. And the answer was 87% said a second wave of COVID-19 is what they fear the most. This is still a major risk that lies ahead. How concerned are you of that second wave, and what would it do to our economy?
What I can tell you is this. I think one of the things that we seem to be forgetting about as a country is the role the Chinese Communist Party has played in all of this. Now, how does that pertain to your question? What we've seen with the China Communist Party spawning the virus, hiding the virus, and then sending it out on planes around the world, even as it protected its own cities, what we've seen is like ICBMs targeting the two most important structures that make major metropolitan areas go. It's the high-rise density, and it's also the mass transit. And so one of my concerns structurally is how our cities are going to be able to adjust in this issue of COVID. It puzzles me how China has killed over 100,000 Americans with a virus, put at one point over 40 million Americans out of work, and taken trillions of dollars from this economy, and there hasn't been much of a reaction from the American people. I would love to see some signs that read, China lied, Americans died. What China is doing is from a well-known playbook, Ed. Whenever there's crisis, they try to advance their territorial and hegemonic objectives. Back in the Cuban Missile Crisis, back in 1962, when the U.S. and the Soviet Union were otherwise occupied, China invaded India and grabbed some territory. Guess what? COVID-19, it just did it again. China invaded India. It sunk a South Vietnamese trawler to claim petroleum turf in the South China Sea. It's trying to steal our vaccines as we speak through intellectual property theft. And of course, the Hong Kong. I mean, June 4th was the anniversary of Tiananmen Square, and it virtually went unnoticed here. June 6th was the anniversary of D-Day, virtually went unnoticed here. So my point is simply that there's broader geostrategic, geopolitical threats to this country that this president has his eye on, but we need to really be mindful of.